Live, we are live, we are live. I love my community, financial therapy to prosperity family. So, this message and the things that I'm going to say are for a specific person or people. They will know because it will resonate with them. I was in just heavy prayer meditation because I always talk about meditation is like it's the key to unlocking so much, mentally, spiritually, even physically. Meditation is healing to the mind, body, and spirit. But so I was praying and meditating and just hearing information about people suffering, right? Suffering in silence, suffering in their emotions, suffering in their mindset, suffering in their environment, suffering in areas of finances, suffering on the job, just suffering. And so, if this is you, if you know that the suffering is something that you've been telling yourself or feeling deeply just out of nowhere, right? This may not even be something that's been happening to you long term, but more because of situations that have come up recently in your life, even as recent since the new year. You're not alone. You're not alone. Your season of what you may label suffering is coming to an end. When we think of our past and we use our past to make decisions, we most of the time will repeat the same cycles. The cycles in life that we repeat, the same stories, the same dramas, the same timeline over and over and over again will make you feel like you're suffering. I know that things that are outside of our control happen. That is life. Those are things that may cause us to behave in certain ways or feel emotions about certain things. But stop labeling yourself as a sufferer. You're not suffering. It is so true that you can use the things that happen in your life, all of the things that you feel like are negative, the trauma, the tragedy, all of these things that you actually made it through. You're here, you're watching me, and you're here, you're still here, growing, learning, doing whatever you have to do every day. So you're no longer suffering. Again, like I was saying, the things that are going to happen outside of us, things that are not in our control. But it is so important that you remember that you are still the creator of your world. You are still the creator of your environment. I know it doesn't feel like it. And sometimes it may feel like things are just happening to you constantly, just like you're dodging and weaving, right? But no, they are not just happening to you. They're happening for a reason, and you can control them. The biggest way that you control these things is by your thoughts and your perception of situations, the language that you speak out loud, and the language that you speak internally to yourself. I'm telling you that I used to be a sufferer, right? I used to be a sufferer. And I made a decision not to suffer anymore. I made a decision to take control of my life, be the creator of my world. It doesn't mean that everything is roses every day, but the lens that you look through things is what's most important. And that is going to actually be the success of your outcome. Is your mindset, is your thoughts, is the things that you're manifesting, is your language. And that is in relationships, that's in your jobship, that's in your friendships, that's in your kidships. All of the things that you are to so many people are going to simply change because of how you decide to reset your mind, how you decide to speak, to use language, to manifest the things that you want in your life, and to actually cut ties with the things that don't belong there anymore. The lessons that you already learned that somehow you think that you have to continually repeat, you absolutely don't. And for those of you, like I said, who know specifically what I'm talking about in this message, that feel alone, that feel like they're suffering, that feel like things are just happening to you, why do the same things keep showing up in your life? It is time for you to find order and examine what is really going on in your world. It is time for you to think about the desires and the things that you want, the things that you visualize, the way that you wish your world looked or wish your environment looked. I know from where I sit and from what you're thinking, you may be like, I don't see how that's going to help. I don't necessarily see how not thinking the way that I'm thinking, when things keep happening to me, it makes me think negatively and it makes me just think about more things that are going to happen to me. No, it's not about faking it, like faking your feelings or faking your thoughts, but it's about just thinking, I know I'm not where I want to be, but there are things that I want in my life. And this is where the change comes from, the thought and the language. Because no matter what happens to you, you make a move one way or the other. And so what I'm saying is make the move the other way. Just do it. It can't hurt anything. If you're constantly making the same choices, the same decisions to handle things in your life, then just go a different route and see if your life starts showing you different things. If the resolutions to the problems, to the things that may be causing you anxiety, may be causing you hurt, may be causing you anger, may the things that are causing you to feel like you're suffering, see if the outcome changes. But here's a trick. It's not necessarily the outcome. It's your thoughts. It's your mindset behind it. I made a decision to stop suffering. I made a decision to stop suffering in silence. I made a decision to choose me. I made a decision to get closer with God. I made a decision to change my language so that I can manifest everything that I want. It doesn't mean that the if you want to call them fears, or the other part of yourself, the old versions of you that still exist in you, because they have to be there because they brought you this far. But if you're hearing the voices in the back of your mind, like that say when an opportunity comes up or something great in your life happens, it tells you, oh, it's not enough. I'm not saying that those still don't exist when you start changing your language. It's just, how much do you let it feed into your mind? How much do you let it disrupt your mindset? How much do you let that old version of yourself interrupt the decisions that you know you need to make for you? This is not about anybody else. As far as I know, in this realm, in this world, you have one life. One. It is time to live it for you. I have been a therapist for over a decade. And the one thing that is in common for every single person that I speak to is their perceptions of themselves and the thoughts that they have are from the people that are in your life that are reflecting it. And that is in a negative or a positive way. That means that source, that God, that the creator, you have somehow, right? Like quieted that voice that tells you that you're great, that tells you that you're magnificent, that tells you that you're beautiful, that you are made in the image of God. You've quieted that voice down because you're so concerned about how you see yourself through other people and the things that they say to you. That cannot be your story anymore. It is time for you to find your greatness. It's already there. It's not like you have to go and pick it up anywhere. It's already internalized in you. You just have to sift through the mud, through the gunk, through the dirt, so that you can come out on the other side. If you're feeling stuck, find a place of gratitude. It can be in small increments, excuse me. It can be in small increments. Just, it could be the simplest thing. Like, I'm so serious. Thank you, God, for the breath that I have when I woke up. You have to start with these things to pull you up. I know that the place that you're in seems very, very dark, but I promise you it is temporary. Your life is not over. It is time for you to gain order in your life. Make a list, make categories of, the most major thing that's going on that you need your problem solved to the least, where you can get help in this. Is there people that you can trust that you can talk to? Just all of the things that you need to do to start bettering your situation and to walk and to move in your power and your greatness. Just one step forward, and I promise the way that you look at things, your perception, your language, one thing will evoke another movement. Another movement. Things will start gravitating towards you because you made a decision to step out of the dark circle that you're in. So I pray that you trust me. I pray that you hear me, because you are great. And every single thing that God put in you, God didn't make any mistakes. All the gifts that you have, God didn't make a mistake. You're not here by coincidence. You're here because there is something for you to do. It is time for you to step out of suffering and walk into your greatness and walk into your power, and know that God has already laid the table for you. It's already there. You just have to walk to it. We have a new video that came out today. I would love for you to watch it. It is a video of a woman in her greatness and the man that supports her and backs her. So I love you all. Thank you for listening to me for another edition of Tuesdays with Tamoa. If you want to book a call with me, my consultation link is always in the description, whether that's for credit, whether that is for financial therapy, whether that is for you to be a better entrepreneur, shift your personal to business, and all of the good things, because they're really the same thing, right? You got to have one thing great and doing well in one place to have the same trifecta in another. So I want to wish you all an abundance again of love and light. Have a wonderful night, and remember, you are your greatest value. You are your greatest asset. Take care.